Some folks spend a week or so with the relatives. I spent a few with a pair of birds and liked it even better. Scissortails moved in and built a nest, kindly placing it just 6 feet off the ground where my camera could record the action. We made a deal. I stayed back enough to keep out of their way, and they agreed to let me hang around to watch. Scissortails are showy and unique. Their long tails often split apart in flight like a pair of scissors. They're flycatchers, and as the name implies, that takes some fancy flying. Their unique tails help them to perform amazing aerial stunts while pursuing prey. Scissortails nest in small isolated trees in south-central Kansas. This pair chose a pine, building a nest partially woven with polyester batting they'd found somewhere. 4 eggs was typical, and after nearly 2 weeks of incubation, the chicks hatched in time to endure July's 100-degree heat. Mom and Dad stayed busy during this time since baby birds are veritable eating machines. The scissortails provisioned them with grasshoppers, robber flies, dragonflies, and other winged bugs that might seem impossible to catch out of the air. But the scissortails caught them with ease. On occasion, a mulberry provided some vitamins. They hunted up to a half-mile away from the nest. By day 7, the young birds were covered with down and rapidly growing feathers. The parent birds returned with food about every 10 minutes as the nestlings grew. On hot afternoons, they often rested briefly in the shade before returning to work. When the pair happened to meet at the nest, a barrage of scissortail chatter and display flight often erupted. Usually, before flying away, a parent would tidy things up and carry the nestling's feces away to deposit on the ground. About 14 days after hatching, the nest could no longer hold the young birds. Now the young scissortails were ready to try their wings. They'd spend the summer with their parents, learning to hunt before heading south for the winter. Then they'd be on their own, hopefully returning to the Kansas outdoors next summer to start things over again. It's the way of the wild and the start of another chapter in the scissortail season. I'm Mike Blair for Kansas Wildlife and Parks.